Have you ever wondered what does it take to become a great leader? If that's the question for which I've been trying to find an answer, you are at the right place, my friend, because in this video you're going to learn 7 qualities that every great leader has that you can inculcate in your life to become a great leader. Keep watching. The first quality every great leader has is the ability to create a movement. Now, what's a movement? Have you studied history sometime before, or do you know what has happened in the history? Let's take the case of India. What happened during the freedom struggle? What did Gandhiji do to help India come out of the shackles of the British and become free? He started a movement. He started not just one, he started multiple movements where people followed him. People saw him as a leader who can guide them towards this freedom. Every great leader knows how to create a movement. The movement is just not for the leader himself. The movement is created for his people who believe in a common cause, who believe that there is something in that movement for themselves, for them to follow this great leader. So that's the first quality. Every great leader creates a movement. Now going to the second quality. Every great leader has always been a visionary. So what do you mean by visionary? What is a vision? As we were evolving as a species, as the humans were evolving as a species, we always relied on our eyesight, we always relied on our sight to either to go hunt, either to watch out for danger, either to take care of our tribe. And that's the very reason that why our eyes are here up above the head and not somewhere on the shoulders or somewhere at the back. The very reason that we have eyes above the shoulders on the head is because it gives you good vision. It gives you the sight that you need to survive in the jungle in harsh conditions. So now if we apply this case for the modern human, modern man, modern woman, we need this vision. We need to see something which probably does not even exist to move towards that. Vision is not exactly a goal, but it's an imaginary world that the leader thinks about. A world where he has seen all the great things already happened, where his people are, let's say, all living happily, healthily, and working for each other, for each other's betterment. Maybe that's a vision the leader sees. So for a leader, it's very important that he articulates this vision in a way, like for example, how Martin Luther King Jr. spoke about his vision. He said, I have a dream. I have a dream that someday little white boys and little white girls will hold hands with little black boys and little black girls, and they will have a great brotherly and sisterly feeling for each other. So that's a great vision that every leader knows how to articulate. So leaders articulate vision. They have a vision, they know how to articulate this imaginary world that is not yet present. So now let's go to the third one. Every leader lives by the values. So why do you think values are important? I'm sure some of you watching this video are part of an organization or you are running your own business. The first thing you probably put out is the value system. What are the things that your company, your business values the most? It can be integrity, it can be being honest, it can be anything that you think is the right value system for your vision. So the importance of this is when you put out values, it will attract people who believe in these values. It will attract the right tribe for you into your organization or into your business. Every great leader has always put out this value system, not just putting it out, they live by these values. If someone in the organization or in the company does not know how to live by these values, the one person they can always look up to will be this great leader who has set out these values. So there you go. The third one, every great leader has values which they live by. Let's go on to the fourth characteristic of any great leader. They have great ownership and they show accountability. What do you mean by ownership and accountability? They take full responsibility of their vision and mission. They know that if there is anything wrong happening, if the vision is not going in the right direction, it is for them to take corrective actions. It can be as bad as, even saying that this business is not working as expected and starting a whole new business. Just because the whole organization and the leader is not moving towards the right vision and mission. So if you want to be a great leader, take extreme ownership, be accountable for what you do. Next thing, very important characteristic of any leader, they practice empathy. So now what's empathy? So empathy is it's a biological feeling if I actually look at it. It's created by certain kind of chemicals that are secreted in your body. It's created when you see someone being empathetic, you see someone consoling a person in your company or organization, saying it's okay, it doesn't matter, you are more important, your emotions are more important, your health is more important. Just doing something wrong, by wrong I do not mean going against the values, by doing something which did not work as expected. So that's okay. So leaders understand that things do not work out as well as it was expected all the time. So people do make mistakes and they do have to take corrective actions, and people are the ones who are driving this organization. Leader knows that it's because of the people, it's not because of the money the organization is being driven. It's because of the people who generate profit, because of which the organization is moving towards where it wants to be. We all know now in all the corporate cultures, giving pink slip, asking people to get out of the job is something very easy these days. All the top leaders, so-called leaders, they do it. They put numbers ahead of people, but that's not what great leaders do. Great leaders do. They always put people ahead of numbers. Think of leadership as parenting. Do you chase away your kid because they did something wrong? Definitely you do not. Leadership is something like that. You do not chase away people in your organization because something did not work out, because the organization did not meet their numbers. People are your assets. You have to invest money in them, grow them, and they will in turn grow your business. That's very important to understand. Leaders practice empathy. That's the fifth one. So let's go to the sixth point. Every leader relies on inspiring people than just merely motivating them for a day or two. Inspiration, as compared to motivation, it's a drive that comes from within. You are not waiting for someone to call you up and say, hey, today it's a sunny day, why don't you be motivated today? Let's go get more work done today. Maybe that works for someone, maybe that works for a day, maybe it works for 2 days till the sun is out, and when it gets cloudy and rainy, the motivation is gone. And there are lots of ways to motivate people. It can be out of fear, it can be out of some transaction, it can be a short-term benefit that you can offer. But the issue with this kind of motivation is that it dies out over time. People cannot keep this up for long. Instead, what great leaders always do is they inspire people. How do you inspire people? Give them a cause which they can relate to, which they believe in, where it can advance them to become, say, a great person, a great human. It can help them advance someone else whom they care about to become great. That's a cause that a leader gives to his people, to his organization, to keep moving forward. So what's the benefit of doing this? even if the leader does not stay with the organization, the cause still remains with the people, and people can just keep advancing this cause. They just keep believing in it. They just keep getting inspired by it, and just they can keep moving forward. People do not have to be really dependent on you. You inspire them enough so that they look up to the cause and they work towards that. So that's the next point every great leader does. Sixth point, where they inspire. They do not just merely rely on motivation. Now let's come to the final point, the seventh point. What is this one which every leader has? What is this characteristic which can really make you a great leader? Seventh point is being mentally tough. Being physically tough, is a lot of work. How many times have you gone to the gym and just given up because it's a lot of work? You have to sweat it out every day. You have to follow strict diets, and you have to do so much more to get those results fast. And it's not just about getting the results fast. Once you get there, you have to keep doing it for the rest of your life to either stay in that shape or to get better with your shape. And mental toughness, my dear friend, is something exactly same. It's a muscle that you have to build. It doesn't happen over time. It doesn't happen by watching motivational videos on YouTube. It happens by understanding through resilience, through pushing yourself, through self-talk, through telling that the cause that you're working for is bigger than the failures that you're having, than the challenges that you're facing, and just moving forward towards helping your people, serving them, and that's how you actually become mentally tough. So this is a very important characteristic that every leader has. Leadership is not easy. It takes a lot of energy out of you, a lot of sacrifices, and to do all this you need to be really mentally tough. So every great leader that you would have come across or seen, they would have done all this or most of this, and they would definitely be trying to improve in all these 7 areas. So these are the 7 characteristics that you can develop today, starting today, and start your leadership journey and inspire others and become a great leader yourself.